Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and yes, in this video this is a message of congratulations to the Ridgway family. If many of you didn't know, Ridgway is Phyllis Ridgway, the British-born super-centenarian who lives in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada. She was born in 1907, and if you didn't know, on this day, 10 days ago, last year, on the 17th of February 2020, well, it's the 27th of February 2021 now, so it's been a year and 10 days, 1 year, 10 days ago, Phyllis Ridgway became the oldest living Canadian person in Canada. She's British-Canadian, but she's now the oldest living person in Canada, and she has been for now, so far, a year and 10 days. Surpassing the record of Sarah Briere, another super-centenarian, who died very sadly from pneumonia just 3 days before her 113th birthday. And she became the oldest living Canadian following the death of Dolly Gibb, who died in June 2019, aged 114. And Sarah sadly didn't even make it to 113. But Phyllis Ridgway at 130... Because if you didn't know, Phyllis Ridgway, she will be 114 in March. Well, because the 10th of March 2020, just before the COVID was declared a pandemic, she celebrated her 113th birthday that day. Because if you didn't know, she was born impressively on the 10th of March 1907, and she's still alive as of 2021, so, which is impressive, I do say. And I think there are actually some people still alive who were born in 1907, but very, very few these days, as of 2021, very, very few, not surprisingly, as one would expect. Because she was born on the 10th of March 1907, and she will be turning 114 on the 10th of March 2021. Yes, that's very, very true. And to be honest with you, I think she's got 115 in her sights. And this is a special video for her family, and they've got to be so proud, surprised and proud of their dear relative for managing to be, for actually living to be the oldest living person in Canada. She has a son, 4 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, and impressively a great-great-grandchild, which is a great-great-grandson. And you probably wouldn't think she's old enough to be a great-great-grandmother, because for 113, nearly 114, I personally would have thought she was a good-looking lady I would have thought she was a good-looking 98, 99, instead of 113. I even showed a picture of her to a few friends, and many friends of mine would have thought she was in her 80s. I would have thought she was much older than in her 80s, in my opinion, but some of you might think differently if you were to see a picture of her. And she's a very big fan of the very prominent Canadian news lady, Susan Hay. And she's been met by Susan Hay actually a couple of times, if you didn't know. She first met Susan Hay on her 107th birthday in March 2014, and the second time she met Susan Hay was on her 113th birthday in March 2020. So, and she was most grateful for for the visits she got from Susan Hay in those times. And I should certainly think they'll be meeting again, certainly in Canada. I should think they'll probably be meeting again for Phyllis's 115th birthday next year in March 2022. I think it's she could be gone before then. I can't guarantee she'll be alive for her 115th birthday, but I think it's very, very likely she'll live to see her 115th birthday. I think she's very much got 115 and a few months in her sights. Well, she's very, very much got her 114th and 115th birthdays in her sights. If she lived to be 116 or any age, if she lived for another year or years past her 115th birthday, I would be surprised, like very surprised. Some of you might think differently, but I certainly would be. It would be sad all the same, because although it's not considered not as sad to die past the age of 100, because the reason why that is because there's only a certain lengthy period of lifespan individuals can live. So that's why it's not considered as sad, but it is still sad all the same, but just not as sad compared to when people die at much younger ages, as an evident point. Death is very sad, but it has to happen. The inevitability of death is just far too high. But I don't think Phyllis fears death very much. And I should think Phyllis Ridgway has been vaccinated against COVID-19, especially because she's years over 80 and very, very greatly at risk from death or serious health complications if she ended up suffering from the COVID virus, as many would not be surprised. I don't think she's even had COVID, but I'm guessing she's had the first dose of the vaccine before awaiting the second dose. But I could certainly be very, very wrong. She may probably have to wait till sometime this year if she has not had the COVID vaccine yet. No. But she doesn't live in her own home, I'm afraid, which is not surprising at that age, but I think she lives with her family. She doesn't live in a care home. She lives with her family, which is actually a very, very nice way to live the very latter years of your life, not being in a care home, but being looked after by your family, which is very important for many elderly people, as one would expect. Yes, thanks so much for watching. This is a message of congratulations for Phyllis Ridgway and her family for actually, because of becoming the oldest living person in Canada. I will show you a picture of Phyllis Ridgway, actually, just before this video ends. And I shall very certainly see you in the very next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Another time. From your friend Foxy. Another time.